If you're fascinated by World War II, London is an ideal place to learn more about the war that saved the world. The city is filled with monuments, museums, and landmarks that tell its story in still vivid detail. Throughout London, you can still find damage and destruction from the Battle of Britain, the Blitz, and the V-2 rocket attacks. To protect the seat of government from relentless German bombing, Winston Churchill's War Rooms were built beneath the Treasury Department building, just across from St. James's Park, in the beating heart of British government, Westminster. Here, you can walk the corridors of the top-secret nerve center where Churchill and his cabinet directed war efforts during the tense days and nights of the Second World War. At the base of St. Paul's Cathedral, London Walks, the oldest walking tour company in the world, offers a Blitz Walk that winds through parts of the city that suffered massive destruction during the Luftwaffe's bombardment of the British Isles in 1940 and 41. For 8 months, terrified Londoners sheltered in underground stations as bombs fell nightly on the British capital. The Blitz Walk paints a vivid picture of the city's fight for survival. Whether you take the walk or not, make sure you stop by Christchurch Greyfriars, a Christopher Wren-designed Gothic church destroyed during one of the fiercest air raids of the war. A total of 8 Wren churches burned that night. The ruins of Christchurch are a public garden.
I'm standing on a rooftop looking out over London. At the moment, everything is quiet.
Back at St. Paul's, the cathedral entry fee includes dome access. As you make your way around the base of the dome, you'll be walking in the footsteps of the St. Paul's Watch, a volunteer fire brigade of 300 clergy, staff, architects, and local residents armed with sand buckets who protected the dome and the cathedral below from the threat of bombs during the Blitz.
Just the sound of footsteps walking along the street, like ghosts shod with steel shoes while the siren howls.
If you climb all the way to the top of the dome, it's 528 steps. For young or old, that can be a workout. But the payoff is more than worth it. From either level, you can see the skyscrapers of the financial district and the Tate Modern just across the river. Inside the cathedral, you'll find the American Memorial Chapel. It has a privileged position behind the high altar in a building filled with history and art. The memorial includes 3 large stained glass windows with biblical images and the flags of the 48 states and 4 U.S. territories in existence in 1958 when the chapel was established. The heart of the chapel is the Roll of Honor, a 473-page book containing the name, rank, and service details of the 28,000 American GIs stationed in the United Kingdom who gave their lives in the fight for freedom. The American Memorial Chapel, in one of Britain's most iconic buildings, symbolizes the lasting bond of friendship between Great Britain and the United States. London Walks also offers an inside tour of St. Paul's that includes history of the building, its architecture, and the statues and memorials inside. Iconic Tower Bridge shares the Thames with the HMS Belfast, a light cruiser commissioned in 1939, just before the outbreak of World War II. The Belfast is permanently moored as a floating museum. Damaged by a mine, the ship was retrofitted with improved firepower, radar, and armor. It escorted Arctic convoys to the Soviet Union and took part in Operation Overlord, supporting the D-Day landings. With a ticket, you can navigate your way up and down all 9 decks and learn more about the ship's role in the Second World War. Just 300 yards south of Buckingham Palace is the Wellington Barracks, which house the foot guards on public duty in the area. It's also home to the Guards Museum, where you can learn how the foot guards served in World War II. Make sure you also visit the Guards Chapel, It's easily accessible from the Birdcage Walk, the southern border of St. James's Park. There's an admission fee for the museum, but the chapel is free to enter. Peering through the gates at Buckingham Palace, you'll see the balcony where the royal family appeared on May 8, 1945, to celebrate Victory in Europe, or VE Day, the official end of World War II in Europe. If you're at the palace by 11 a.m. on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday, you'll see the changing of the guard. In June and July, the guard change happens daily. Arrive early, an hour or more, to claim a prize spot by the gate. From the palace, follow the path of kings and queens, soldiers and tourists down the Mall. When you come to Marlborough Road, head a minute or so north to St. James's Palace. Built by Henry VIII in the 1530s, the palace was a crucial meeting place for Allied powers and governments in exile. In 1941 and 42, meetings held here laid the groundwork for the United Nations and provided a framework for international war crime prosecutions. Just a few blocks north of St. James's Palace, hidden down a narrow street, is Duke's Hotel. If you're a James Bond fan, make sure it's on your itinerary. This is where Ian Fleming, a regular at Duke's Bar during World War II,
one of the vodka, half a measure of quinoa lily, shake it over rice, and then add a thin slice of lemon.
came up with the idea for Bond's shaken, not stirred, martini. For a price, you can have an adapted version of that ice-cold Vesper martini at the bar. Adapted because the quinoa lily is no longer produced, and today's drink isn't shaken or stirred, it's poured. As always, double-check the bar's hours on its website. Also note, there's a dress code. Smart casual. No t-shirts or shorts at Duke's. Bond wouldn't wear them. Neither can you. London Walks also offers London's Spymasters, a walk that focuses on the wartime headquarters of Britain's Secret Intelligence Service. You'll follow in the footsteps of officers and agents who shaped world history. Some of them guarded World War II's greatest secret, the cracking of German code, while others created Operation Fortitude, the biggest deception of the war. The London Spymasters Walk includes a stop at Duke's. From there, make your way south back past St. James's Palace to the Mall, and through Admiralty Arch to Trafalgar Square. On the first Thursday in December, London's Christmas tree, donated each year by the city of Oslo, is lit here in a music-filled ceremony. The 60-foot-tall Norway spruce is a token of gratitude for the support Great Britain provided Norwegians during World War II. Make your way through Trafalgar Square and down Whitehall towards Big Ben. You'll pass several sites of interest. The Royal Horse Guards fronting their parade ground, the Women of World War II Memorial, 10 Downing Street, the Prime Minister's residence, and the Cenotaph, the monument to those who died defending the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth in all wars. As you make your way into Parliament Square, you'll find Winston Churchill leading a forever stationary parade of world leaders. For more Churchill, make sure to visit the Churchill Arms at Notting Hill in Kensington. Outside, its beautiful gravity-defying flower displays draw floral enthusiasts. Inside, it's the Churchill memorabilia that brings those interested in World War II. For more about Churchill and his government at war, visit the Houses of Parliament. There you'll learn about the destruction of the House of Commons in 1941 and the 14 air raids that severely damaged the Palace of Westminster. Not far from Parliament, on the south bank of the Thames, the Imperial War Museum will tie many aspects of your Second World War tour of London together. Its displays and military equipment tell the story of a world at war. Along Victoria Embankment, overlooking the Thames, not far from Parliament, is the Battle of Britain Monument. This bronze sculpture commemorates the pilots who died defending the United Kingdom against German planes between July and October 1940. The Battle of Britain was the first major military campaign fought entirely by air forces. Just north of there is the Royal Tank Regiment statue. This memorial depicts a 5-man crew of a World War II-era Comet tank. An easy day trip to Cambridge, home of the prestigious university, brings you to the Cambridge American Cemetery. 3,811 war dead were laid to rest here on a 30-acre site just 4 miles from the city. This beautiful cemetery includes a reflecting pool that leads to a chapel and a memorial wall that lists the names of 5,127 missing servicemen, most of whom died in the Battle of the Atlantic and the bombardment of Northwest Europe. Among those memorialized here are band leader Glenn Miller and Joseph P. Kennedy Jr., the older brother of John F. Kennedy. In Cambridge, close to the university, is the Eagle. This pub, opened in 1667, is rich in history. But of particular interest to World War II buffs is the RAF Bar in the back, where Allied fighter pilots stationed near Cambridge wrote their names and squadron numbers on the ceiling using wax candles, lighters, and lipstick. So there you have it, a list of some World War II related sites of interest and memorials in and near London. There are lots more all across the United Kingdom, but I hope this list helps as you plan your time honoring the men and women who fought to save the world. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, Newsocracy. There you'll find stories about Pearl Harbor and That's All Brother, a C-47 that carried paratroopers to the beaches of Normandy, and comprehensive guides to Cornwall, Brighton Beach, and all things London. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Jim Albrecht.